In a galaxy far beyond Earth, on a planet called Zorath, the alien queen ruled with power and pride. Her subjects, creatures of all shapes and sizes, respected her. But today, she called for an announcement that shook every being in her palace. The queen's daughter, Princess Lyra, was now ready for marriage. But there was a catch. She would marry only the bravest being in the universe. Many had tried to impress the queen, showing off strength, intelligence, and wealth. Yet, none were brave enough, or perhaps none were human. The palace hall was enormous, filled with creatures from across galaxies. Some had 4 arms, some glowed in the dark, and some even floated in the air. The queen's voice echoed like thunder. "I seek a husband for my daughter. Only the one who dares the trial of shadows may claim her hand." A hush fell over the hall. The trial of shadows was legendary. No one had ever returned from it alive. Many whispered that it was impossible. But then, a figure stepped forward. He was a human. Small, fragile by comparison to the alien warriors around him. His name was Jack Harper. He was not a soldier, not a genius, not rich, he was just a curious human explorer who had stumbled upon Zorath by accident. Yet somehow, in that moment, he felt he could not turn back. The aliens laughed. Some even roared. "A human? You are weak. You will die," they shouted. But Jack's eyes did not waver. He simply bowed. "I will take the trial," he said. A tense silence followed. Then the queen's eyes glimmered with intrigue. She had never seen courage like this before. "So be it. Prepare him for the trial of shadows," she commanded. The trial took place in the dark caverns of Zorath, a place said to twist the mind and test the soul. Jack was escorted by alien guards, their strange voices echoing off the black walls. The caverns were full of shifting shadows, glowing crystals, and traps that seemed to move on their own. "Stay close, human," one of the guards warned. "Many have entered, none have returned." Jack nodded. His heart raced, but his mind was sharp. He knew fear was his enemy here. He had only one chance to survive, to prove he was worthy of Lyra. The first challenge was a creature of darkness. It was a massive beast with red eyes and razor-sharp claws. It growled and lunged at him. Jack dodged, then remembered a trick from his Earth training: use the environment to your advantage. He led the beast into a narrow tunnel where it could not move freely, then grabbed a stalactite and swung it to block the attack. Next, the shadows themselves became enemies. Strange whispers filled Jack's ears, voices promising power, wealth, even the love of the princess, but only if he gave up and ran. Jack shook his head. "I didn't come this far to fail," he muttered. He focused on the light that faintly glimmered at the end of the tunnel. Step by step, he moved forward. Hours seemed like days. Finally, he reached a massive chasm, wide and impossible to jump. From the other side, he could see a faint glow, the exit. But how could he cross? Then, he remembered the floating crystals. Carefully, he stepped on them, using balance and courage to cross. Each step made the crystals shake, but he didn't fall. At the center of the chasm, the shadows coalesced into a giant dark dragon, a final guardian of the trial. It roared, flames licking its jaws, eyes burning with malice. Jack's hands shook, but he had no weapon. Only his wits and courage could save him. He noticed a pattern in the dragon's attack, a small rhythm to its movements. Timing his jumps perfectly, he dodged the flames and finally reached a glowing crystal above the dragon's head. With one leap, he touched it. The crystal released a burst of light so bright that it banished the dragon instantly. Jack collapsed, exhausted, but alive. The shadows dissolved, leaving him standing in a circle of golden light. The trial was over. He had survived where no one else had dared. Back in the palace, the queen watched through a crystal screen. Her eyes widened. "Impossible, a human, he has survived." Jack was brought before her, dripping with sweat, bruised, yet smiling. "I did as you asked," he said simply. The queen approached, her massive form towering over him. "Few have ever faced the trial of shadows. You, human, have done what no other alien could. You are brave beyond measure. She turned to her daughter. Lyra, behold your suitor. Princess Lyra stepped forward. She was unlike any being Jack had ever seen, tall, luminous, and graceful. She studied him carefully, her expression unreadable. Then a small smile appeared. You are different, she said softly. Not because of strength, but because of heart. Only a human could have done what you did. Jack bowed. I only wish to prove myself worthy. The Queen nodded solemnly. Then it is decided. You shall be her husband. But life on Zorath was not simple. Jack had proven his courage, but now he had to navigate a world of alien politics, customs, and dangers he never imagined. Creatures who once laughed at him now looked at him with respect, but some with envy. There would be challenges still, alliances to forge, enemies to defeat, and mysteries of Zorath to uncover. Jack did not fear. He had already faced death itself and emerged victorious. His journey with Princess Lyra was only beginning. Together, they would face cosmic storms, alien beasts, and interstellar plots. But Jack had learned the most important lesson: courage was not about size, strength, or skill, it was about heart. The alien queen had demanded a husband. The universe had expected failure. But a human had dared. And in daring, he had changed everything. As Jack looked at Lyra, he realized something more than survival mattered. It was trust, understanding, and the courage to step forward even when the odds were impossible. And somewhere, deep in the shadows of Zorath, whispers began to stir, whispers of a human who had not only survived the trial of shadows but had earned a place among the stars.